Hey guys, it's January in the garden and I'm Brigitte with Sandu Seed Company. Today I'm going to tell you what you need to be planting in January and the number one thing that you cannot forget about January planting that will make your whole season more successful. All right, so here in zone 9 and 10, it can be a little confusing about what to plant in January because we are right after the winter solstice. The days are getting longer and there's one thing that you got to do to make your whole year successful. I'll talk about it in this video. All right, so there's two types of gardeners, those that love learning the big principles and those that just want to be told what to do. Well, I'm going to do both things in this video. I'm going to tell you what to plant in zone 9 and 10 in January, and I'm also going to tell you the why, so that if you want to go out and pick out your own crops, you can, and you can feel confident that you're planting the right ones. Okay, so I'm talking about what to plant in January, and I want to clarify something right off the beginning. Is people always ask, are you planting seeds or starts? Well, at this point in the year, it doesn't matter. You can either go out and buy starts from a nursery or you can start stuff from seed. I will say I'm particular to seed for, obvious reasons, but also it's going to be less expensive to start stuff from seed. You're going to have better varieties available to you and you have ample time. The time in which you want to start from transplant is when you're planting towards the end of the season, where you don't have a lot of time to get that plant started. And guess what? Something really cool that we put in the calendar now is a little bit of a color coding that actually tells you whether or not it's early season, main season, or late season. And why you care is if it's late season, you're almost always going to want to get a transplant because it's too late to start the seed. Now, most of the things, if you just do a quick little reference, it's green because it's main season or early season. It's January. We have plenty of time to start your seeds. So what are you actually starting seeds of? For all of the stuff in your garden, your cool season crops, you're going to be doing beets, broccoli, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower, all of your leafy greens like your chard, endives, fava beans, which are a cool season bean, a little confusing, but just a clarification there. Your herbs like fennel, dill, cilantro, kohlrabi, leeks, all of your lettuces, your mustard greens, your onions, your parsnips, your peas, scallions, which are an onion, spinach, and your turnips. So those are just a few of the crops that you're going to be planting right now in January. And keep in mind, for those of you who like concepts, those are all under the umbrella of cool season crops. Right now is cool season. January is a time in the year when it's nice and cool, the days are short, the weather is the temperatures are low, and you might be tempted because you're excited to get warm season crops like tomatoes started. It's too early, and we have a video that shows you what happens when you plant your tomatoes too early, because I did it one year and it's a lot more work than it's worth. So focus on what the calendar says, which is cool season crops. We still have a little bit of time before we start our warm season crops. Okay, so let's talk flowers. January is a great time to start flower seeds because your plants can get really good root systems now until spring and then give you a flush of blooms. The beautiful thing about growing in zone 9 and 10 is most parts of zone 9 and 10 don't get a hard frost, so flowers will grow year round. Here's a good example. This is Gaillardia. It's a warm season flower that just simply hasn't died. We chopped it down and then it came back and it has given us another flush of blooms. So it's always a good time to start flowers in zone 9 and 10, but in the winter when it's cooler and you don't have to irrigate as often, it's easier to get them started. So we've got a list of flowers here. Alyssum, bluebell, borage, calendula, cornflower, cosmos are towards the end, but they're still growing. Echinacea, 4 o'clocks, flax, foxglove. Here's Gaillardia, which is hilarious, but warm season crops still happily growing. Hollyhocks, hyssop, lavender, lupine, milkweed, nasturtium, nigella, poppy, sage, scabiosa. Here's a beautiful scabiosa right here. Strawflower, sweet peas, wildflower, yarrow. If we just take a look around right now, here's alyssum, here's scabiosa, here's my sweet peas that were seeded back in October. We've got calendula that's this is a volunteer. I didn't even plant that. Here's more scabiosa, also a volunteer, didn't plant that. Coming down the road here, we've got sage that just has happily volunteered. Now, don't judge me, it's a very weedy garden. I have a toddler, these things happen. But the point I'm trying to make is wintertime is a great time to start seeds of flower varieties in zone 9 and 10 because they will grow so easily and so happily. And then as soon as the days get a little bit longer, you're going to see a flush of blooms across your garden.
Here's your toddler now.
Oh, hi, Baba. All right, so if you're a gardener in zone 9 and 10, make sure you subscribe to our channel so that we can grow with you and make you have a better garden. And also drop a comment on this video and let me know, what do you like better? Starting your brassicas in the fall, which is what I like, spoiler alert, or planting later successions of your brassicas after the winter solstice and growing them through the spring. We want to hear from you. All right, so remember, if you plant all of your crops at once in January, which trust me is exciting, and you got the gardening bug and you really want to do it, well, a few months later, you're going to be so tired of the produce that you've grown that you're going to be like, what do I do with it? You're going to be feeding it to the chickens or giving it to your neighbors. Like, now I have a big old bowl of broccoli that I am so tired of eating, but I'm going to eat it because I grew it, and I will not waste anything out of the garden. So remember to succession plant. Divide up your planting and plant a little bit every single month so that you have a little bit to harvest every single month out of the garden, and you're not overwhelmed with a lot of produce at once and then left with nothing growing in your garden when it's all done. All right, so here's the fun part. What am I succession planting regularly January through pretty much March in zone 9 and 10? Well, lettuces. Particularly, I love a good bib lettuce. It's nice and succulent and soft, and you're gonna harvest the whole head, which is all the more reason why you want to succession plant it, because once it's ready to be harvested, you're cutting the whole thing. Well, you need some backup to fill in what you harvested. Same thing goes with carrots. Once you plant your carrots, well, when you pull them up, they're done. They're not going to keep giving you more carrots. So you got to keep succession planting them so you continuously have a harvest of them. Also, with carrots, they go into everything. We juice them, we saute them, we put them into pretty much every meal, so they're a staple in our garden.
Okay, don't shake them.
Sorry. Ah! I was like, why are you smiling?
Can't see it. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Talk with this hand.
Okay.
Keep that one steady.
I can't hold it with this hand. Okay, I'll try. Lastly, radishes. So radishes are a very quick crop to grow, and also a perfect crop for succession planting because you can have a continuous supply of them because they are going to be ready within 30 to 40 days. So every single month, at the very least, I'm planting new rounds of radishes, so I always have them to use in the kitchen.